From Diamond.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The nation's capital, Washington, D.C. That's the setting for the Hornets. The veteran front court pair of Marvin Williams and Cody Zeller. They'll be called on to put in all kinds of work tonight as they game plan for the task ahead at Capital One Arena. Hornets Wizards is next, right after this. Welcome to this Thursday night in the NBA, right here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. And we've got a moment now to check out the Eastern Conference standings and see where everyone is sitting as things begin to settle down just a bit through the midway point of the season. As you take a look at Charlotte, they're way down there in the conference standings, looking for a lot of improvement during the second half of the season. And checking out Washington, a half game back.
And seeing where Washington is, they've had such a disappointing season. Even when they've gotten a little bit of momentum, they haven't been able to keep it going.
It just feels like they're sputtering right now. Every time you think they've turned the corner, they really haven't.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Then there's Terry Rozier. Then it's Bridges. And it's Graham in at the two guard. And for the Wizards, Brian is out there with Bradley Beal. Then there's Peyton. Then there's Ian Mahimi. And it's Thomas in at the point. We're in the middle of the season, Doris. Some teams now just beginning to find their stride, their rhythm. How do they now maintain it?
Yeah, I think at this point of the year, you've established your rotation. Players know when they're going to come in, when they might be subbed out. I think it's about sort of finding, keeping, and maintaining that rhythm and execution that should be very, very well ingrained in your guys' habits.
I know you've played this way, but when you know your role, when you know the minutes and the rhythm, as we were just talking about, I think for a player that's huge. Am I correct?
You are. Know your role and star in your role.
So for Washington, their last game, a loss to the Bucks.
Painful to watch, guys. You could see their frustrations mounting, unable to get into any kind of a rhythm whatsoever.
I thought, Greg, they were outworked and outplayed in just about every phase of the game. Maybe that's one of those situations where you say, hey, let's move on.
Rozier with the ball. Now Thomas defending. Beal with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. Pull up Jay. And the Wizards getting another bucket right there.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. And we all know how rough things have been for Thomas the last few seasons, Greg, battling injuries and trying to find the right situation for his talents.
And the injuries have clearly taken their toll on Thomas. A lot of things need to go right for you to be a star player at his size, and lately that just hasn't been the case.
It's been a pretty tough stretch for them.
And this will be an important possession. It's really essential they put a stop to this run, and the best way to do it is by great execution.
No one near Rozier as he lets it fly. Misses the three. Thomas gets a wide open look. Good, and it's Beal picking up the assist. Thomas got 13.
And you know what? They've been on a nice run here, had the ability to widen the gap. Now they are rolling.
This is a dominant stretch. I am so impressed with how they've played together as a unit over this last stretch.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Now here's Zeller. He had 10 points in the win against New York.
The other thing I thought was big, guys, was the incredible night he had on the glass. No one wanted any part of him down there.
Washington leading now by 16, and Beal kicks to Thomas, fires the three, and again, Washington with the triple.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Zeller passes to Bridges. Back to Zeller. Charlotte moving the ball around. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see which teams made the most of their opportunities on the offensive glass this month. In the third position, the Wizards.
They have been aggressive underneath. I mean, they're playing with a physicality that you don't often see, and it's led to a lot of second chance points.
Charlotte calls timeout. Nice game. Great performance by Isaiah Thomas.
Well, I think this is a necessary timeout so they can figure out a way to limit the impact this guy's having from three-point range. They've got to dedicate more resources to their perimeter D.
And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Beal.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for him.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Now, here's Thomas. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Over Rozier. Again, the Wizards score.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Hornets trail by 19. Lets it go from deep. Charlotte gets it back. And the Wizards with possession. It's a 21-2 run, totally rolling here. And the basket by Thomas.
And when you got someone putting on a show like this, I mean, in the first quarter, you have got to be kidding.
So for the Hornets, their last game, a win against New York. Tipped away. It's stolen by Bryant. A pull-up. And again, it's Isaiah Thomas. Thomas got 25 points.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
Thomas with the steal. And now Beal pushing it up, and no one back to stop him.
How about Isaiah Thomas and his ability and willingness to come up with crucial defensive plays when needed?
Now, here's Rozier. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Bridges. The three. Isaiah Thomas grabs the miss.
Get on Beal.
Here's Beal. And he converts the layup.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Here's Rozier after the made shot from Bradley Beal. Beal with the steal. Goes up and finished off by Beal.
Boy, active hands, anticipation, and athleticism. Mr. Beal doing it by himself.
And so Graham will bring it up for Charlotte. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I got to talk to James Borrego a few minutes ago. His key tonight, keeping a lid on